What's up, guys? It's Ninja, and it is the morning time. That's a car. I was kidding. Right. So, anyways, and for the record, the reason why is because as it gets closer, it gets louder. It's right there. And then as it goes away, that's what you're hearing, right? And the reason why I did that is kind of, how can I say, not really like a spoiler, but that's kind of what this video is about. It's an explainer, right? Neil deGrasse Tyson is going to teach Chuck and obscure physics. And I like this because I like Chuck. Because he is normal, but he's not stupid. He's actually pretty smart. I would argue he's smarter than Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's just not as educated as Tyson. Tyson is educated, but not as smart as um, his friend Chuck. Okay. And that, again, is what this is about. Because I'm going to explain, I'm really going to break it open and really get down into cracks and the crevices. This is where I roll, my player, right? Most people take things for granted. And these things I'm about to expose to you, you take them for granted because you don't know they exist. So you're not paying attention, you're not really aware that they are things. And so, anyways, I have watched up until a little bit. I stopped. I'll point out where I stopped. And then the reason why I stopped because I was like, this would be a good lesson, I think. So there you go.
Chuck, I got another explainer for you.
There'll be no math, right?
This is all about math.
Now I stopped. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna go.
Because physics and math, they go together.
But tell me about it.
Yeah.
You know, my son, he goes to me just yesterday, Dad, you any good at physics?
Seriously?
I swear to God, this was last night. And
I don't know. I don't understand why he thinks it's that funny. He just thinks of himself as he's up there and Neil is, I'm sorry, Chuck is down here, but in reality, it's the opposite. It's just because he's ignorant of the truth. He thinks he's something because he's educated. And this is what people do. This is the same thing with, like, oh, I have a Corvette, or oh, I have a Mustang, or I have a big house when you're a kid. It's like Trump and a few $1 million when he was born, right? He was given money from his father, and he thinks, oh, this is why the world sucks. Is because you gave merit to somebody who didn't deserve it, okay?
Seriously?
I swear to God, this was last night. And I said to him, son, there's some things you don't ask your father.
Fatherly advice?
Yeah, no.
So, are you ready with me?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Physics.
You are just there.
I am.
So, I can assign a coordinate to you,
That's
like on an x-axis.
All right.
Okay?
For the record, you can do that. You can offer, he called it a coordinate, but the problem is the word coordinate, he's using it as just a word, not the coordinate. You know what I'm saying? Like coordinates, basically, right? So in the verb I don't know the proper language title things, but in the not proper usage, it's whatever. But I'm just trying to specify that there is a difference. There is coordinates, like coordinates on a map, for example, and that's kind of what most people refer to. Like those are the coordinates you're talking about, coordinates of like a map or something of that sort, right? And the point is, because generally speaking, they have the X, Y, and Z sometimes. But the point is, they're all there, okay? But for the sake of argument, it's just okay. You're just drawing a graph, and you can do that whatever you want, right? I'm just saying there is a difference, okay? And I think what happened is people like myself would get called out, like, "Oh, shut up, you know-it-all," right? And what happened was people started to forget because people like me started to stay quiet, right? But the thing that makes my situation special is because I never stayed quiet, right? I just changed friends. You know what I mean? I wasn't petty. I wasn't a loser. I was actually alpha AF, right? And so I just got into a new group. Like fuck you guys, right? And also, what's it called? I was removed from life as well from my disability and whatnot. So the world couldn't remove from me what I was. And so what I was carried through and weathered the storm. And so I made it out on the other side. So I can be a know it all, right? And not feel any plight. Like everyone else is like, I don't know. They just kind of crushed it at nothing. And that's why Trump won. It's because the know it alls shut up. Normally, the know it alls would call out Trump, and they would, oh, I didn't know that. You're right. Right? But they stayed quiet. And that's why Trump won. And we're all seeing what happens when stupid wins, right? So, anyways, there's two coordinates in this scenario, right? There's coordinates, and then there is coordinates, right? Whatever, whatever, right? Okay.
That's your position.
This is my position
in space.
in space.
So now it's not just coordinates anymore. Now it's a position in space. But the problem is space is X, Y, Z. Or X and Y. You need to know how high, how deep, how low, or wherever. You need to know all of these positions in space. You can't just say he's from over here, because what if he's way the fuck down there? And you show up over here, you're like, there's no one here, right? That's not a coordinate. So already, I just want to point out, he has failed the example. The example has failed. The logic has been removed. And in our and this is why people are stupid, because the lessons he's bestowing are stupid. And this in school, I had a teacher who was teaching me how to speak English. I was still learning how to speak English and punctuation and such. And she said, you put a comma every time you would naturally take a breath. That's putting the cart before the horse. Much like what Neil's doing right now. You're putting the cart before the horse. You know because you know, right? But when you're talking to someone who doesn't know, they don't know. And I have no familiarity where to take a break. Now, today, it makes sense. You put a comma where you naturally take a breath, and you naturally take a breath because that's where you would put a comma. And you know that's where the comma goes, so you take a breath. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's called you're putting the cart before the horse. Because you wouldn't know unless you know. And that's what's going on. That's why Neil deGrasse Tyson is a shitty teacher, right? He may remember and know stuff, but he's shitty as a teacher. Chuck, on the other hand, I think would teaches kids very well. He may be stupid in some regard, and he may be shitty in some regard, but I think um, they will be squared away pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
It's just X.
All right.
Now,
again, there's no such thing as coordinates in space where it's just X. The reason why is because you have no idea where the hell that is. You could do that, but you understand that's the whole of space in that one spot, the whole all up and down. Like, okay, we know he is here, but in all of space, where can here be? Right? That's kind of what I'm trying to tell you. That's what he's doing. So, to somebody who doesn't know this shit, right? Which is what they're trying to do, and they're trying to make it clear for kids, right? It's a bad lesson, is my point. So, no, you don't know this, and this graph sucks. Okay, so you better have something to fill in the gaps, right? There's somebody at the action lab, some dude in his garage, like he is a shitty teacher too. Like he's like, okay, here's a square. Now here's a circle. What color is the sky on Tuesday during a storm? And like, it's just all. The point is, he gives you some scenario, but there's some element missing from the scenario, and you can't put the puzzle together because it's missing pieces. That's my point. That's what's going on here. He's building a puzzle, but it's a fucked up puzzle. It's a puzzle that only makes sense in his mind. In his mind. And it makes sense because he's like, I need the part here. It needs a part here. And I know what I'm going for, but the kid's like, the point is, remember, knowledge or education rather, is your ability to put an idea from his head, right, from your head, into somebody else's head. So when you explain something, you need to go from nothing, from zero, and slowly building up. You don't start at 100 and then go to nothing. You go from nothing to 100. You know what I'm saying? Some people, some smart people will understand, but they're very rare. And I know because that's who I'm looking for. I'm looking for the special people, the ones that are like, okay, you have a chance. There could be something real here, right? But who knows? Anyways,
now, you move. Now you're in a different position.
and that's where I stopped. Because that's not true. You gotta define position. This is what I mean. Like, you need to treat this like it's a closed box experiment. And you're just saying stuff you're just bringing shit up. You're just making shit up. Basically, just changing rules, changing arguments, making things like 2 plus 2 is 5 here. It's like, we need to know what you're talking about in order for you to explain it. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the point. And I'm just splitting hairs, showing you how somebody else who doesn't know can take what you're saying wrong because they don't have the same idea that you do. You say they're in a different position, but they're not. They're technically in the same spot. He's still there. His consciousness is still in his head. He is still him. He is still there, right? And my point, again, for the slow people, is just to draw the division to show you that it can be taken wrong, right? Now, this situation may be obvious, and we know what he's talking about, but the point is, as we go deeper, as he adds elements in, it gets increasingly harder to believe or harder to understand. This is what kids fail at when like it comes to education, like learning and math and whatnot. It's because the teaching sucks and you need a good teacher like myself. I will teach the shit out of something, Right? I'm a very good fucking teacher. This is why I charge so much for my teaching, is because I will teach you right. I will teach you well. You will fucking learn. I can take somebody who is like bronze in League of Legends, and I guarantee that they will at least platinum like in a month. And I say a month because it's a lot of mechanics. But anyways,
Okay.
It took you a certain amount of time.
Right.
How fast did you move?
Distance times time.
This is divided by time.
Divide.
see, he knows that because I know where you're going. And so the two of them talking, they're kind of a closed unit. But somebody else like, oh, where'd you get that from? Distance, time, what, time, huh? I don't. What are you talking about? Huh? Right? It doesn't make sense. Distance times time. What are you talking about? You just said he moved and changed positions, and now you're saying distance and time. What the fuck? Like, where is this shit coming from? And so again, it's like an inside joke. And then they both start laughing, and you're like, "What's so funny?" Well, you don't get it. It's an inside joke, man. If you don't get it, then you don't deserve to know. That's basically what's going on here. It's an inside lesson. It's an inside joke, and that's kind of the point. But continue.
Divided by time. Okay.
Because speed would
Speed
be, meters per second,
Right.
feet per second, miles per hour.
hour, okay.
So those units tell you
So what he's doing is he's trying to feel like, are you proud of me, Daddy? Are you noticing me, Senpai? Am I like enough? Am I good enough? That's why he's like trying to lay it down, like, oh, it's this times this, and what this is, I'm so good, yeah. Look at me, yeah. Right?
what happened mathematically.
Right.
So you went a mile and you took an hour. It's 1 mile per hour.
Gotcha.
So you went
So you're making it all up. Okay, 1 mile in 1 hour. You moved distance. Okay, something about distance and time. Where you got time from, I don't know. And yes, an hour is a time, but also it's what's it called? A unit of measurement, miles per hour. Like I understand the time it takes is not the same as time, right?
from just having a position to having speed.
That may be an inside thing. I don't know. Probably. I would say you're probably like, what are you talking about? I understand that, right? I understand that you don't get it. But now this is the tricky part that most people don't understand. I don't care. That's what you pay me for. And so you'll be like, oh, I get it now. Eventually, right? That's what you pay me for. So whatever.
All right.
I need a very strong, I'm with you, because it doesn't get easier from here.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Here we go. So now we got speed.
A rate is something that is a measurement of something that changes with time.
Right.
That makes intuitive sense. So your speed
Hold on.
with a rate is something that is a measurement of something that changes with time.
Right.
That makes intuitive sense.
When you know the stuff, sure, but somebody who doesn't know, to further break it down, so that you know what they mean is, if it took you an hour to get there, you can draw a speed from that. That's where the miles per hour comes from. But if you got there in half an hour, then you can say he was going twice as fast because it took you half as long. Right? And half as long means twice as fast. It's the same thing. They're equals, right? They're the same thing, essentially. So their point is that's what they mean by speed, okay?
So your speed is the rate of change of your position. So now you're going at a certain speed, and here you're going at a speed, but by here you're going faster. So now there's a rate of change of your
Wait a minute. The speed.
The speed.
Yeah. Right. Because first we had to get to the speed.
That was the rate and change of position. Now you have a
now the
speed.
speed is changing.
Correct. The speed.
Did you notice that? Did you notice? Watch.
Yeah. Right. Because first we had to get to the speed.
That was the rate and change of position. Now you have a
now the
speed.
speed is changing.
Correct.
Because
that was the rate and change of position. Now you have
now
a
the
speed.
speed. First we had to get to the speed.
That was the rate and change of position. Now you have
now
a
the
speed.
speed is changing.
Correct.
Because we're going there faster.
So one is the rate and change of position.
Right.
Never mind.
Now it's the rate and change of speed.
Right.
By the way, if your speed didn't change, then it would have just been constant.
Right.
Okay? Your rate of change of speed is your acceleration. So if you keep the same speed the whole distance, your acceleration is 0.
Oh, okay.
If you keep the same position, your speed is 0. So position changes, speed. Speed changes, acceleration. Okay? Position,
Oh, what?
your acceleration is 0, is your acceleration. So if you keep the same speed the whole distance, your acceleration is 0.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
If you keep the same position, your speed is 0.
If you keep the same position. So why in this graph did you move?
Okay.
If you keep the same position, your speed.
See how it, like, I don't know why it does that.
Your speed
I'm guessing it was just a error in graphics, maybe, but yeah.
is 0. So position changes, speed. Speed changes, acceleration. Okay?
I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
Speed. Speed changes, acceleration. Okay? Same position, your speed is 0. So
Okay.
position changes, speed.
Position changes. Speed. I don't know why. Or what is it? Position changes. How is that related to speed? If you're sitting still, you're not moving, you don't have a speed. So how are they related? You see what I'm saying?
Speed changes, acceleration.
Yeah, if speed changes, it's acceleration or deceleration. If you're going faster or slower, there's only two options. And if your speed changes, either goes up or down, right? That's it. But from standing still, why would you draw speed from that conclusion? That makes no sense.
Okay? Got to add a dimension to this.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Uh-oh.
Your velocity is your speed in a given direction.
Okay.
So your acceleration is not simply a change in your speed, it's the rate and change of your velocity.
Okay. So my acceleration is not just the speed of change or the rate of change in speed, but it's also the change in my velocity?
Your velocity is speed and direction.
Direction.
Right.
Okay.
Acceleration can be one of two things, or both.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Both. It can be the rate of change of your speed or the rate and change of what?
The direction.
The direction you're going in. So now, if you're in a car of two things, or both, it can be the rate of change. Right.
Okay.
Acceleration can be one of two things, or both. It can be the rate of change of your speed or the rate and change of what?
The direction.
The direction you're.
So your argument is that acceleration is changed with speed, or direction rather? That makes no sense, because if you're accelerating from 1 to 2 and you take a left, you're still going from 1 to 2 during that left. So I don't understand what you're talking about. You understand? Like, this is all falling apart very quickly.
You're going in.
And the only reason why it makes sense is because they're in a closed unit in their own. This is the problem with closing off and becoming your own party and becoming your own person and getting away from physics and the logic and math and why we're all united, right? Why we are the United States and why we are the united world of the world, basically, right? This is why we all use the same things, we all use the same numbers, we all use the same graphs and shit. It's because we're all speaking the same language for a fucking reason. And we have the. Anyways, the point is, what they're talking about only makes sense as far as an inside joke goes. Because they're talking about shit that only they talk about, right? And it's scary because they're trying to influence others. Like me, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm the world's smartest guy. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then you had someone who might be caught into their system, or knows how they think. Like, you dumbass, because I know exactly what they're talking about. And it's like, I know you know what they're talking about because you're in on the joke. Like, what the fuck?
So now, if you're in a car going constant velocity, there is.
What do you mean a constant velocity? Time out. Damn it. Can you define the word velocity?
Velocity is the rate of change of an object's position with respect to a frame of reference, and is a vector quantity because it includes both speed, magnitude, and direction.
Can you repeat that but dumb it down and make it very simple?
Velocity is just how fast something is moving and in what direction.
Velocity is how fast something is moving and in which direction. Okay.
Change of what?
The
The
direction.
direction you're going in. So now, if you're in a car going constant velocity,
That makes no sense. How are you constantly going about change in speed and how do I see our chat?
To see our chat history, you'll need to check the interface or platform where we are interacting. The specific method depends on the application or website you are using to access me.
I'm using you as a feature that's built into my phone. I just hold down the power button for a few seconds and it just pops up.
Since I'm integrated directly into your phone's operating system via the power button shortcut, look for a history or my activity section within the main Google Assistant or AI feature interface to review past chats.
Mm. There we go. What does it mean to go constant velocity?
To go at a constant velocity means that an object is moving in a straight line at a steady, unchanging speed. Velocity is a vector quantity, which means it has two components. 1. Magnitude, the speed, like 60 miles per hour. 2. Direction, like due north or east. For the velocity to be constant,
Fuck.
the speed and the direction must remain the same. Key implications of constant velocity. Zero acceleration. If an object's velocity is constant, it is not accelerating. Acceleration is defined as any change in velocity, either a change in speed or a change in direction. Straight line path. Because the direction cannot change, the object must be moving along a perfectly straight path. If an object moves around a curve, even if its speed is steady, its direction is constantly changing, so its velocity is not constant. Balanced forces. According to Newton's first law of motion, an object moving with a constant velocity has zero net external force acting on it. All forces, like gravity, friction, air resistance, and the propelling force, must be balanced out.
So, what's going on here? Basically, what they're doing is, I guess the way you can call it, is like I'm learning, essentially, right? But I'm learning in the sense that they created a world that didn't need to be. I'm expanding my mind, right? So you're here for it. I'm learning. The world's smartest man, I am learning, right? And this is why intelligence is so important and why education, which is what is going on here, is not important. Because intelligence overrides education. Because I can pick up what you're doing eventually. You can't pick up what I'm doing eventually. That's the difference. So I'm learning their inside joke, so to speak. And so, yes, you can say going constant velocity, but understand that overrides essentially. That's kind of all it is just another word for you're going the same speed and you're going in the same direction. That's all that is. It's just he complicated it. That's all he did. He complicated it. He just added a depth where it didn't need to be. He could have just said a constant speed and we would have been all on point and all on page. But he decided to say constant velocity. Why? That's the question. Why did you call it constant velocity? Impress me.
There is no what? You're not what?
I'm not accelerating.
You're not accelerating. Floor the accelerator pedal. What happens to your body? You feel that.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, because my body.
Your body had the leftover speed from before.
Right. It had to catch up.
It had to catch up.
Right.
So you're doing this until you stabilize at some next speed, and then you can come up like this.
But what was the point of calling it velocity instead of speed? You notice you're saying speed. Has nothing to do with velocity, or does it? I don't know, because what the fuck did you mean? This is what I mean. They like to talk where they created a world where you have to learn their world, and that's how they feel superior to you. Because they're talking about stupid bullshit as complicated for no reason. Like, you're splitting hairs for nothing. Your body had to change, it's because it wasn't going at constant velocity. But you're not calling it velocity, you said speed. Listen to you.
Leftover speed from before.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, because my body.
Your body had the leftover speed from before.
Right.
Not velocity, right? Oh, wow.
It had to catch up.
It had to catch up.
Right.
So you're doing this until you stabilize at some next speed, and then you can come up like this. Okay.
Right.
Got another one for you.
Okay, so the car's velocity, because of acceleration, changed and it increased. Chuck, inside the car, his velocity was at the prior, or Chuck was inside the car, and his body was at the prior velocity, right? And so it had to adjust his body accelerated to adjust to the car's new velocity, right? But again, he split hairs and called it velocity. He called all of this velocity, but then immediately ran back to speed because he's actually a fucking idiot. He's just lying to you, right?
You're driving smoothly, going 30 miles an hour. You got to make a turn. What does your body do? I'm still going 30 miles an hour.
Right.
But my direction is changing.
Right. But my body is still going in the same.
Notice he said direction. Remember, we just spoke about this. Velocity would have worked in that sense too. He could have said his velocity changed, but he said direction. And the reason why is because he's a fucking bullshitter.
Direction
Exactly.
and has to catch up with
It's gotta
that direction.
catch up.
Right.
So that is also an acceleration.
Ooh. Yeah.
Acceleration has your body
Right.
do things like that.
Okay.
I got another one. You ready?
He claims that that's acceleration. I mean, technically, again, this is you're just splitting hairs. You're calling an apple, it's an apple with a blemish. Like, it's true, but is it necessary? Like, it doesn't really change anything. You're complicating it to sound superior, but it's not really a thing, right? So, as we have seen, he has reverted back to calling it speed and direction instead of saying velocity, which he started with, right? He complicated it to make it sound like it was some complex idea, but in reality, it's just I'm confusing you on purpose because that's how I feel good, right? That's what's going on.
You're driving along 30 miles an hour?
Oh, so is it acceleration? Again, technically, I guess it's an acceleration in that sense because your body is changing velocity, right? It's changing velocity. And so now it's speeding up, and that is, I guess, sure, you can call it that, but no one really does. No one cares. It's one of those ideas, is like, you're complicating it for nothing.
Slam on the brake.
Oh boy, that don't sound good.
Now you go from 30 miles an hour to 0. I put on the brake. I'm changing my speed.
My velocity,
Right.
Neil.
Therefore, what's happening to the car?
Well, the car is decelerating.
That's a word that we give to the public.
Oh.
Okay. It has a negative acceleration.
Deceleration is apparently a word that they gave to the public. He feels superior to you, is what he's telling you. And now he's saying, oh, well, hey, by the way, behind closed doors, I'm actually talking shit about all these people. I'm actually superior. This is why he's like, ha ha ha. Oh, that's funny, your child. That's who he is. That's another Ross Tyson for you, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome.
Well, the car is decelerating.
That's a word that we give to the public.
Oh.
Okay. It has a negative acceleration.
Ooh.
No, again, we called it deceleration for clarity and for speed because we're not nerds, Neil, right? We're not nerds like you, and we don't live in the weeds. We're out on the racetrack going fast. That's the difference, right? We're moving. You want to fucking complicate things and be stupid about whatever, and that's fine. You know, file your folders and be organized and be a nerd. Go ahead, be a nerd. That's fine. But no, I'm going to decelerate my car so I can get out because I'm tired of riding with you, basically. Right? And I'd rather go in a faster car. And that's kind of what America was. And that's why they do what they do. And that's why that actually makes sense. Holy crap. That's actually a really big deal. That explains a lot. That's why the right is the way it is is because it's all about going fast. And it's all about optimum. And that's why fakers get away with it and blah, blah, blah. It's because they believe it. It's because it's just faster. It's all about speed. It's all about acceptance, right? And Neil deGrasse Tyson, he kind of does the same thing, but he's using it to feel superior to you, basically. So you learning it, you learning this, he is splitting hairs, and you're learning this useless information, and he gets a boner out of it, basically. So yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. And nerds, they're very this is why they're all in the room and they're really neat and they're tidy and they drive slower and blah blah blah. This is and it makes sense because what's it called? In Poland or wherever, like Europe and England, it's colder over there. It's rainy over there, right? So they have to be that way. So it makes sense for them to be that way, right? Whereas in Africa, it's more about speed. It's about it's not really about speed, but that's kind of a breakdown. That's where nature kind of kicks in. But we'll use the Republicans or the South, basically, and they turned the fast cars, right? And raceways and fast cars and the Mustang and the loud noises, and this is how school is and kids and relationships. This is all about businesses and all that shit. It's all about faster. It's just you giving me what I want, me believing it, and that's what makes it right. But then you learn, oh, you're lying and you're faking, and that's why my anthem comes out, fake it to make it. It's just a trick to get people to believe something that isn't true, and that's kind of the curse of the world. Is you believe something, and you turns out you shouldn't have believed it the whole time. But me, on the other hand, the person that people talk shit about, you try to make me look bad. When in reality, you should follow me because I actually do make sense. I can go faster than everybody, and my room is cleaner. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because people have decided I can't take him, so I'm going to talk shit and make him. And it's crazy, crazy.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's some physics crap right there.
Not physics. Neil deGrasse Tyson crap.
So we
splitting hairs for no reason.
hand you the word deceleration.
You didn't hand us shit, faggot. Shut up.
Because that's clear to everybody what that means. But deceleration.
No, you didn't hand anything to us. We invented it, you fat fuck.
Is an acceleration. Does this have to be a negative?
And that's coming from a fat fuck. Shut up.
Negative acceleration.
Yeah, when you put it all in the equations, the
I see what
negative
you're
sign
saying.
is
Mathematically, you can't say.
Yeah, when you're a nerd. But when you're not a nerd, it's deceleration.
Decelerate.
You put D in front of the number in the thing.
So you got to be negative.
Yes, it's the same thing with the nerds when it comes to English, the language English. De-acceleration, de-hypothesize, dehydrate, destable. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do as part of it. And you didn't create it.
Negative acceleration.
In the equation, that's how it lands.
That's very cool.
Okay.
All right.
So there are.
And Neil, who's a beta cuck bitch, to Neil, right? Chuck, rather, who's a beta cuck bitch to Neil, is like, yes, master, yes, master. If you pay my bills, master, this is basically what's going on. I guarantee behind closed doors, he's like, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
3 ways to accelerate your car. So you can speed up.
I can speed up. Or I could change direction
by doing.
Turn the car one way or turn the car the other way.
Correct. Third way?
And the third way is I can step on the brake, and that will give me negative acceleration.
Correct. Okay, so we together on this now.
All right, so far.
All right.
Now you've learned all of my hocus pocus trickery bullshit that doesn't matter or change anything. You learned my code words, my code names, and now you're allowed into the club, and now you can feel a little superior to the people. And yes, I'm playing with my nipples because that's what I imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson does.
When you're decelerating smoothly, you'll feel your body just.
We just got through talking about how deceleration isn't a word.
All right. When you're decelerating smooth.
We just got to talking about how that wasn't a word. That's not a word. We gave you that. That's not proper. Blah blah blah. By the way, we're gonna use it anyways because that's what we fucking do.
Smoothly, you'll feel your body just lean forward.
Right.
If you're decelerating smoothly, and then like a ball jumps in front of you, and you're worried that there's a kid there, what do you do now?
I'm like, sorry, kid.
No, stop.
No.
Exactly. And you got caught off because he is more of drive fast. And you are a nerd and he isn't, but he sucks your D, so that's what you like. And you don't like other people because they don't suck your D. This is basically what's going on in America. That's Trump. That's what's going on, and that's what's going on with me. You don't like me because I don't suck your D, right? But I would tell you the truth. I show you the results. I'm the partner you want. There's a lie, there's a trick, there's bullshit. People believe in this fucking lie.
I'm sorry. Of course, you slam on the brakes.
Slam on the brakes. Harder.
Right. Harder. Right.
And then what happens to your body?
Oh, man. You fly forward.
Yeah.
You keep going. Right.
No, but it's
yeah,
you jerk
forward. Right.
Okay. What just happened there is
Notice.
Keep going. Right.
No, but it's
yeah,
you jerk
forward. Right.
Okay.
No. You have to say the magic word. You have to say the magic word. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, jerk forward. Yeah. Like that's all it is. You remind me of my old friend. Neil deGrasse Tyson reminds me of my old friend. And he would use education as what's called I'm superior to you because I know special code names that you don't. So therefore I'm better than you. But in reality, Chuck's better than you are because you know code names, but he can drive a car. You know code names, but he can survive in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? You can't. If they were both dropped off in Africa one day, in the middle of the jungle, who are you going to go with? Neil deGrasse Tyson or Chuck? Most of us will be like, Chuck? Exactly my point. You're a nerd, Neil. There's nothing wrong with it, but stop fucking putting it on everybody else, you fat fuck.
What just happened there is a rate of change of the acceleration.
That's very cool.
Well.
Cool.
Okay?
Right.
In that case, it's a rate of change of your deceleration.
Right.
Okay?
Wow, deceleration and not negative acceleration or acceleration negative or whatever. You said deceleration again, remember? It's kind of just like how at the very beginning we used a word and you haven't used it since. What was that word? Velocity. You haven't said anything about velocity. That's funny.
But
that just shows you that it's codenames. Watch his fingers. He literally and that's what I imagine Neil is.
Okay?
Right.
In that case, it's a rate of change of your deceleration.
Right.
Okay? But a smooth acceleration.
See his hand? But his hands shake because he's like touching. He's quivering. He's on the edge. He's about to nut. He's about to lose his mind.
You just feel the continuous pressure, either forward, backwards, sideways, and
he's getting off on this shit.
You slow down the car and you jam on the brakes. You jerk forward.
Right.
Okay. There's your position. There's your velocity. There's your acceleration. Your velocity is a rate and change of your position. Your acceleration is a rate of change of your velocity. The jerk is the rate and change of your acceleration.
Wow. That's cool, man.
That's an official term.
That is official
term. Jerk, and it is a jerk. Right. You feel it. Let's keep going.
It's an official term because you called it that. Maybe there are a few people in your club that call it that, but there's a reason why Chuck didn't, because it's not an official term. It's just the word you use. Right, and you may use it in your club or your little Zerg mind, right? Your Zerg overmind bullshit. But Chuck ain't part of that. He's an American. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What is the rate of change of the jerk? We have hardly any use for this fact, but it doesn't change.
We hardly have use for anything you have talked about so far. But go ahead.
Change the reality that there are equations that you can demonstrate this.
Right.
Well, I got you there. Rate and change of position.
Right.
Velocity. Rate and change of.
And I remind myself of a jerk or basically like an alpha or a bully or, those types in school. I remind myself of those because they were like, I'm stepping on your toes, I'm slowing you down, and I'm saying like all of the stuff doesn't matter. But the thing is, understand that's me going from learning to not learning. And so, if he was just teaching us like we're learning something that actually mattered, I would be tuned in. But like I said, he is just splitting hairs. And as for me, I'm like, all of this shit doesn't matter, so fuck you, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? But that's the difference. I am objecting because this stuff is stupid and useless. They objected because they were too stupid and useless. You understand? They couldn't keep up and learn, so I want everyone else to be as stupid as me. And the problem was, we're basic animals. We're monkeys. We're prone to that shit. And you're supposed to not give in. You're supposed to rise above and be above temptation. Don't give in. Yes, I want to eat that chocolate, but I've had one today. Maybe I shouldn't have another. Or I've had a quarter of it, and maybe I should refuse and resist. And that's where, what's it called? My strength comes into independence. My willpower, essentially. Right? The ability to say no. Basically, like that's important. Right? I can point to you to many people that don't have that shit. Like Neil sounds like one of those people that don't have it, but he's a fucking nerd. So I think he has it by default because of whoever taught him that he's a pig. He reminds me of a pig. He reminds me of my friend, and he's doing it for just to get off. Anyways,
Velocity, acceleration.
Rate and
change of acceleration. Jerk.
Right.
Rate and change of jerk. Snap. That's kind of what would happen to your neck.
Yes.
snap.
That's, yeah.
Have you been injured in a recent car accident?
Yeah, because think about it. If you're about to hit something, you put on the brakes, then you realize you're going to hit the thing, so now you put the brakes on harder.
Right.
So you first had the deceleration, harder, now you're going to get the jerk, but you're still going to hit the wall.
Right.
So hitting the wall is a rate and change of your jerk.
Right.
Because you were slowing, you're slamming on the brakes. That still didn't stop you. The wall stopped you.
Right.
Okay.
But what happens if there was no brakes and you just went straight into the wall and you skipped it?
So the rate and change of the jerk is the snap.
Wow.
And let's keep going.
Oh.
Rate and change of a snap. Crackle.
See?
Crackle.
Look at him. Look at him.
You're making this up now.
See, I guarantee of the two, he is the alpha of the two. But he's a bitch. And this is how most society is. Fake it till you make it. Right? They want to be the leader, but they're stupid or inferior or whatever, and they talk shit about me because I actually am the leader. I follow this shit, and I can see it. I'm like, shut up. Psh. Whereas you're like, I don't believe you, but I don't have the balls to call this man out. Whereas me, I'm like, I'm learning it because I like to learn, but I don't owe you shit. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference. This is why America sucks.
I see.
He's losing it because, like I told you, he gets off on this shit.
The rate and change of the crackle.
Pop, right?
Don't say pop.
Pop.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Of course.
So you can.
And that was a fake laugh, by the way. Who's another one that is a fake laugh? What's his name? Jon Stewart. That's what it was. Jon Stewart. His own. It's a fake laugh. But yeah.
Calculate this, and it's hard. Usually, these lower terms take care of everything you need in whatever's your experiment.
Right.
But in principle, this is real.
And you know what's funny, as you're saying it,
In principle, this is why your nerd stuff is locked away, and Harry Potter doesn't actually do fun and cool stuff, which they tried to make it seem like what he does. In reality, it's boring ass stupid bullshit, but you see it like it's something amazing. And if you don't see it like it's something amazing, and you see it for what it really is, then you don't want to do with it. You won't want that. Everyone wanted to be a wizard when Harry Potter came out, right? But then when you go learn about it, you're like, this shit sucks, and that's kind of how it works.
since we're
And this is why the fake it till make it dilemma hits, and this is why liars and pretenders are so bad, and why real shit, authentic was my name, is what you want. And why everyone is talking shit about me is because they're trying to kill the image of me so that they seem appealing because I look like shit. But in reality, I'm what you want.
where we started, which is the beauty of physics, I guess, is that all of these things have mathematical representations.
Mathematical precision.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, but they don't matter in life. They don't. No one fucking cares. Is my point.
So we have position, velocity, acceleration. You take me the rest of the way.
Jerk. And then after the jerk is snap. And then after the snap is crackle. And then finally, pop. That's a lawsuit. Okay. The pop is just like, I know we're friends, but I'm sorry, man. I got to sue you because that was ridiculous.
So there it is. That's my
Snap,
long.
crackle, and pop. I got it. Come out of here. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So it's the fun part of it, you know. 'Cause
That's fun, though.
What else? What we don't even know what that feels like.
That's the fun part of it. Yeah, that's where the nerds get off. Oh yeah, grab your nipples and fucking tickle your taint.
We know what the jerk feels like,
Right.
And the
But they don't know what a woman feels like. They don't know how a Mustang feels like. They don't have the power. They don't have any of the influence. But you know what? I do.
decelerations and accelerations.
But you can mathematically.
I drove a Neon. It was a five speed. The thing that was cool about that Neon was the Mustang. Yeah, you had like 1,000 horsepower or whatever. But where are you gonna fucking unleash 1,000 horsepower in a little ass city? My little Neon that I had, it may have had 20 horsepower, but around city it's and I may go 0, 5, 7, 12, 14, 21 miles an hour or whatever. It may be slow, but it was fun as fuck to drive, and that's kind of the point. I didn't need to go very fast to feel, you know what I'm saying? And for the record, it wasn't that slow. Like, it went from 0 to 60 in first gear, like 40 or something. So in first gear alone, so like you fucking float, and then the second gear, third gear, fourth gear, eventually, you know what I'm saying? And so if you drove right, eventually, I'm making it clear and obvious so you can follow it. But if you're good, you go, and you're gone. Right? That's kind of how it was. Anyway.
We work out all of those
All of
different things. That's very cool.
And each one is a rate of change of the other.
And right now, I'm sure because our audience is so nerdy that somebody's like,
Okay, let me figure it out right now.
And just to really, go deep on this nerdness.
uh huh.
Nerdness. I called it. I called it.
Each step I took there
Uh-huh.
is the next derivative with respect to time of that quantity in calculus.
That's cool.
Okay? So the first derivative of your position is velocity.
Right.
The first derivative of velocity is acceleration. Or the second derivative of position is acceleration.
Right.
And each of these is a derivative, is the rate of change of. You just take it
All the way through.
all the way.
That's cool.
All the way.
Oh, math. Is there anything you can't do?
So that's it. That's all. It was a snap, crackle, and pop.
I like Snap, Crackle, Pop. That was fun.
All right.
That's pretty cool, man.
You got it.
That's pretty cool.
That's another explainer in this Star Talkiverse. Thanks for being there, Chuck.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Until next time, keep looking up.
Right, but that's fine and dandy, but you should have started with that. Instead of trying to teach it like it was actually something, you should have started with, by the way, this is bullshit and it doesn't matter. Just have fun with it. Then I would have a different outlook on it. But because you're like, Star Talk, we're going to teach you today. Everyone's locked in and learning. And so I'm like, what is it? Like, what the fuck are you, okay? And it ruined everything because you suck at getting with the ladies. This is an example. You aren't very good at being a leader like me. If people didn't have other people lying to them and telling them that I'm a bad guy, they would fucking love me because you suck at it. And I would show you the world. Take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world. So, yeah, anyways, that's it. People else is that.
You know, the universe operates on elegant principles.
I don't care, Chuck. So be well, be happy, be safe. I'm out, God sweet, God bless. Take care. Don't let the hit you. Where the Lord split you. I'm out. Later. Take it easy. Peace. Nah, it's fine. Later.